Easy seat back removal. Get in here. Drop the seats. Carefully remove these clips. It's already been done. Now, all that down there, which is the obvious route, no, ignore it. Pay attention to this. Bolts removed. Seat backs only come off in the down position. Open the door. Slide this forward. See how it sticks out the door? Lift it over the latch. Slide it out. All right. Then there's that one. Back it off, and you find there's a captive clip right there that keeps it from backing off far enough to free the seat. That clip was sitting on that lower shoulder right there, if I can get it to focus. You pry it back with a screwdriver until it gets on the threads. Once it's on the threads, you hold it still with one finger, unscrew it. It'll work its way off the end with the bushing. Count your bushings before you remove. Make sure you have the same amount, same position going back in. Then, this seat doesn't need the door open to come free. And you're done. Seat backs are removed. Since that was all too quick and easy, I'll do the bottoms as well. Pay attention to that hook. Your passengers will have trouble reaching their seat belts if you don't get the seat bottom under that hook. Same over there. This white PVC is part of the cover, it's not part of the seat. So it's not hard to do, but if you don't know it's there, you won't get it under, and the seats will sit a little high and the seat belts won't exactly reach through the upholstery. So we're at the hook, and we move around to the front side, and you feel around. Down there should be a little clip. You pull on it, lift the seat, and see that little loop? That just sits in that clip. That's how it comes out. Reach over. I do it by feel more than looking. Pull the next one. Boom. Your bottom will lift out. Lift it free of those hooks. It's kind of a up and down motion. It's kind of a two-hand affair that you have to do on one side and then the other side. There's that rear hook that engages right there, as I was telling you about. And your seat bottom is off. Just like that. Alright, it's amusing how easy this is. Install is just a reverser removal. See that keyed pin? That's why in the last video I told you the seats can only be removed in the down position. We're going to put them back in the down position too. So we're going to take our seat back. Yes, I switched to black. I'm going to do the fronts later. And tilt that in. Line it up with this bracket, and then I'm going to reassemble my bushings. There it is, it's slipped in there. I will note this second arm here, I'll show it to you better on the other seat before I put it in, is to grab the spring on reclining models. So that way the spring helps the seat come forward when you grab the recline lever. So if you have a reclining model, just keep that in mind. And I'm going to line this up here and put that bracket on. Alright, I came in from the back side now, and we've got our bolts. We got a nylon washer on one side. We'll get our nylon washer on the other side. This just helps it pivot smoothly and not have metal to metal contact. And we'll get ready to put it through that hole there. I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but before I pause again, you got this bushing here It'll seat into this side here. And remember that star washer I told you to peel back? Don't forget that. You'll actually have both of those sitting on the end of the bolt until you push them into the end of the seat, and it will find its locking position on its own as you tighten it down. So there's our assembly. That star-shaped retainer, kind of an inverted star, has grabbed that first thread there, if I can get it to focus. And when you tighten it down, it'll climb down those threads until it finds its locking groove. Just make sure you wiggle it to position this white bushing as everything comes tight. Alright, I used a screwdriver between layers to line up my bushings, and I keep turning by hand. I haven't used any power or manual tools. You can actually pull the seat towards the bracket. The reason I didn't use any tools is I want to make sure all my bushings are lined up before I start to get anything tight, because I don't want to crush or split the bushing. But now I'm ready to put a wrench on it, and we'll come back for the passenger seat, the other passenger seat here in a minute. It is a seat, and so any hardware related to a seat is a safety thing. So I will note that I would not exceed 30 foot-pounds of torque on this bolt. It's only an M8 by 125, so just be mindful of that. I already put a torque on it. This is the bar I'm talking about that engages with the spring for the recline. Again, line up your notch, only works in the down position. Just like when we removed it, have your door open, tilt the seat towards the door, swing it under the bracket, and you'll be home free in a minute. There we are. Sliding it under, getting this bracket into place, and we can bolt that in. Once again, seats are safety. If you don't have a good feel for torque, use a torque wrench, 25 to 30. There we go. Those are the backs. Don't forget about your snap clips. I really should invest in one of those safety glasses that has a camera built in, so I have a free hand, or I should say 2 free hands, to guide if I do tutorials like this more often. Pull the seat up, lock it in place. Mind your seat belt. And we're going to move on to the seat bottom in just a moment. Getting into those little hooks, the best way I found is if you run the seat at about a 45-degree angle and then kind of just push down, it'll go past the hook, and then when you lower the seat bottom down flat, it'll go under the hook. So you can check if you got the hook or not by undoing this Velcro, which you'll also use to pull your buckles through, and looking inside that gap, which you can also see from the seat back side if you fold the seat back down and remove those snap-on panels. I'm going to move on to the other side. Once again, the motion is that you're going to lift the seat up. Oh, this side already locked in. Once again, the motion is you're going to lift the seat up at an angle as you push down approximately right here and try and scoot it back and wiggle it. You'll have confirmation, and you can peel this back and look in there or look from the other side, but also when you grab the back of the seat, get your hand into the foam and try and pull upward, it won't come upward. Get your buckles through. And then come down to the bottom, find that hook, line it up with that little pocket there. that little latch. Just follow up by pushing it in case it didn't snap back on its own. Give it a tug to be sure that it's in. And we'll do the same for the other side. And that's it. This process was all pretty quick and easy. Literally, removal time was about 10 minutes and reinstall time was about 15.